going on, y'all? That was too close. That was too close. Too close for comfort. Too close for comfort, man. But they pulled it out as they should, you know, regardless of, you know, whether it's a blowout, a game winner, good teams pull that out. And so that's exactly what this good team did. They pulled this one out. Now, going off of the whole game, I'll just be real. Even though I really didn't expect a result like with the Indianapolis Colts, it's what transpired through all the way to the game-winning TD before that last drive was unacceptable. It was poor. It seemed like after the drive where they punched that thing in with Tony Pollard, it was like, all right, this is gonna be easy selling. It just felt like they let it off, let foot off the gas pedal. That's unacceptable, right? It's good that we won because, man, you know, if we lost, my energy right now would be totally different, right? But this game, to be honest with you, there's not too many positives that we can take from this, right? This is just, hey, this is one of them ugly wins. This is one of them wins that you're supposed to win. One of them games where you're supposed to win, but did it anyway. Yeah, Lo. It was bad. It was bad, Lo. It was very bad. It was very bad. Very bad. And we're gonna get into some of these reasons on why it was bad. And usually all three phases don't play poor. But today, all three phases play poor. Now, we're not gonna put no excuses on Diggs being banged up, Hankins being out, Ferguson being out, Curse being banged up, Steele being out. We're not about to put the blame on that. Very sloppy Teflon, very sloppy, very sloppy. And now look, now I honestly expected a closer game than what it was with the Colts, but I didn't expect this, right? I think I called it yesterday 28-10, I believe, right? Some of the things that we talked about yesterday occurred. It occurred. Some of the things that I had questions for, I got answers for. Some of the things that other questions, I didn't get answers to all my questions because I'm still trying to figure out on a couple of things, such as James Washington. We still trying to figure that one out. But hey, it's first game back, so I'm not gonna be harsh on the man. Let him get in the groove. Right? Let him get in his groove. But you took him at 10 low. Damn. Well, it was one of them games though, y'all. So look, this is where we going at, right? One thing that I can tell you, the players, the position group that played good was the running backs. They played good. The offensive line had some hiccups, but overall they played solid, The D line, was cool. It was cool. It was cool, but they had some hiccups as far as front seven. Cornerbacks gave up some things that I wouldn't like for them to give up. Yeah, we play with their food. You're absolutely correct. So you would think, so I'm thinking, right? So when we first started and we scored that little fake to Zeke and then that end around the TP, I'm like, oh man, Kellen Moore about to call us a good game. Come to find out, there were some things that Kellen Moore did today that I did not like. But some people will put this whole thing on Kellen Moore, and that'll be a mistake because a lot of this was execution. A lot of this was the mistakes on their own, right? We got drop passes in the end zone by Dalton Schultz, a drop pass in the end zone by Michael Gallup, a drop pass by Noah Brown, which led to a pick. You know, this miscommunication. You know, like, I'm trying to find a word for this. I really am. I really am trying to find the words for this, right? And now look, before I say what I'm getting ready to say, I'm not saying that, out of all 17 games, that you're not entitled to have a game where it kind of looks like this, right? But like I said, good teams pull it out. And, as far as my view on the Dallas Cowboys and how I view them as a team does not change from this game. It was just one of them games. It was just one of them humbling experiences that we just went through to go ahead and continue the main course, which is to go ahead and get in his playoffs and overall have a nice little run. So with that being said, man, Turpin. Let's start with Turpin. Oh, that muff punt. Oh, because you could tell, man. Now, Turpin, he set the tone for how the day was going to be on that muff punt, which was a lack of concentration. That muff punt was horrible. Took his eye off of it. It was just horrible. And then Leighton Vander Esch, not too long ago, after that, sets the tone and not filling the gap, not being where he's supposed to be in his run fits. Look, they could talk about Leighton all they want to, man, or how he makes some plays and yada yada yada. Bro, when it comes down to getting ran downhill, bro, he gets exposed every single time. And we discussed this yesterday, y'all. We was like, I said I was not convinced on their run game. I said I needed to see it today. A team that's gonna come down on that's gonna run downhill on you, that has a running back that's gonna come with a physicality. And I'll be honest with y'all, right? When it came down to meeting the physicality of that offense, they didn't meet it today. What was they maybe caught off guard with the Driscoll? Putting Driscoll in there, maybe, but it ain't like we ain't seen him before, though. Right? And what he was doing, it ain't like we ain't seen that from better quarterbacks. It seemed like we still struggling with the read option. It seemed like we still trying to figure these things out. Now, I know they didn't come with the mindset of stopping the read option as much as they did today, but they had to understand that Davis Mills, if he would have been the quarterback full time, would have ran some of that read option as well. He might have not had the athleticism that Driscoll possesses, because that athleticism of Driscoll was giving us some problems today. It was giving us some problems today, y'all. You know, it didn't look good. It did not look good at all. Yes, it got to be the main focus because especially with the teams that we playing, Tannehill gonna run that read option. Lawrence gonna run that read option. Hurst gonna run that read option. Heineke gonna run that read option. So you're gonna have pretty much the rest of the quarterbacks that you face is gonna run that read option. Now let's look at the box score. Because one thing I didn't like, let me go ahead and look at that thing, man. Let me pull it up. Let's pull it up. God damn it. Oh, there we go. All right. So, Damian Pierce, 22 for 78, 3.5 a carry, right? And a lot of that was, you know, off that chunk run that he had, the 24, right? So, as far as like the statistic wise of stopping the run, they actually did better, right? But the physicality part, now look. Was it like the past? No. When Jerry said that it's improved, judging by this game, I agree. But it's just something about, you know what I'm saying, the things that we have given up as far as the chunk runs, as far as runs that, you know, when you got to stop them, that they don't stop them is what frustrates me. Right? Because, you know, Jeff Driscoll gave him 7 carries for 36 yards. You know, a lot of that was creation runs. And who's to say that if Pierce didn't get hurt, they might convert, they might score, they might not get that stop on 4th down that they did in the red zone? Who's to say that if he was in the game that would have happened, right? So it looked like we got a little lucky there. I'll be honest with you. But I'm going to tell you what's unacceptable. Chris Moore having 10 catches for 124 yards off of 11 targets. Now, you want to talk about unacceptable? Now, that's unacceptable. That's very unacceptable. What the hell is this bum getting 10 catches for 124 yards for? What the hell is Amari Rodgers getting 4 catches for 57 yards? What in the heck? What in the heck? Now, they played out of body, right? They played cool. You know, I got to give them credit. They came to play, right? Now, let's look at Dak. Let's show you the problem. Let me show you why we struggled. 39 pass attempts to 31 rushes. Your leading rusher as far as carry-wise and yardage-wise was 15 for 62 by Ezekiel Elliott. And then it was 10 carries for 42 yards. But one thing that put a little bit of smile on my face was Dak Prescott having 6 carries for 23 yards. Now, that puts a little smile on my face, right? Dalton had 6 for 87. Noah 4 for 85. Gallup 2 for 40. CD 5 for 33. 4 for 20. So we had a balanced passing attack, right? Had a balanced passing attack. But, man, the ball security today was horrible. 3 turnovers, 2 picks, and a fumble. Horrible. We actually lost another fumble. Well, we fumbled the ball. Hold up. We fumbled the ball. What? 4 times? No, 2 times. So we damn near turned. No, so we turned the ball over. Hold up, my mistake. We turned the ball over 4 times. My mistake. We turned the ball over 4 times because I gotta count that Turpin. We turned the ball over 4 times. That's unacceptable. Now, even though Leighton is cotton, let's go ahead and give Leighton a hand of applause. This man had 14 total tackles and 9 solo. So let's give that man a round of applause. It didn't really do nothing when it comes to the stats. I may be wrong, you know what I'm saying, about, some of the things that I've seen. So we're going to go double back, though. But the things that stood out to me regarding Leighton and them was soft. I seen Clark looking good, though. Clark was flying around looking good, right? So the questions that I had regarding how was he going to go against a downhill running back like this, he answered that question, right? We finally had Lawrence step up in a big time game, because Lawrence do all that talking, man. Now, I ain't saying Lawrence been a bum, because Lawrence been having a good season. But what do I always say? Big time players make big time plays in big games, and that third down stop on the goal line regarding DeMarcus Lawrence, that was a big time play from a big time player, and that was a big game. Because losing that game would have hurt. It would have hurt tremendously. Right? So, having 39 attempts passing and 31 attempts running, we can't have that. Because now because you see, when we throw the ball 40 times, pretty much, and we throw the ball more than what we run, we struggle. We struggled on third down. Let's look at our third down conversions, y'all. Let's look at the third down conversions. We had 21 first downs in total. Your third down was 8 for 15, right? I believe just a tad over 50%. You ran 71 total plays for a total of 404 yards, averaging 5.7 yards per play. You gave up 1 sack for 7 yards, and you rushed the ball in totality for 27. But you see the reason why they was in the game, because they had 37 rushing attempts, right? Penalties was pretty solid today, 3 for 10. Pretty solid today. But other than that, man, look who dominated the time of possession. The Houston Texans, which was 33 minutes and 14 seconds, compared to Dallas Cowboys, 26 minutes and 46 seconds. So you see, in the things that matter, in the way that we play our one in football, we didn't do that. We got beaten time of possession. We got beaten rushing attempts. We lost the turnover battle. And when when them three things occur, you're in it for your good things. Don't really necessarily happen after that. They don't happen, right? As I said, man, the physicality there. Well, let me be more specific, because we missed some tackles that I didn't like. That one around at their goal line when they were scoring, and we had them in the rights, and we had 2-3 people there, and then he just go ahead and steps inside, and he gets there, short on a half a yard. That's unacceptable. That's just sloppy play. That's things that see. How you be great and how you do good things is doing the simple things well. You got to do the hard things, and you got to do the simple things. You got to do all of them well. You got to have the same approach. The things that we may think is routine, you still got to come and put, full mental capacity, full physical capacity to execute. And when you get lazy, that's when you get the missed tackles. That's when you start getting out of position. And I've seen a few times where my linebackers, Leighton and Barr, was getting out of position. That's unacceptable. Yeah, I feel you, T-Dub. That's an interesting observation, Lo. The coordinators was in a prove it point mode again. It hurt the team. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's an interesting point that you made. That's an interesting point that you made. And that's possible. You know, that's possible. You would think like, like, like that thing. I'm telling you, like the turning point of that game, right? Because I believe if Turpin don't mess around and fumble that ball, we might at least have a little bit of easier time. But it's funny how momentum works. It's funny how momentum works in football. You could carry it or it could be against you. But one thing that's really irritating my soul is Chris Moore. And we talked about Chris Moore, that sideline route. And that's what pissed me off about Kelvin Joseph. Bro, I didn't even have to look at every single game that they played. I only looked at like 3-4 games that they played and understood that Chris Moore, he was going to be dangerous when it comes down to routes toward the sideline. And what did Kelvin Joseph do? Look like Anthony Brown and gave up that little deep thing. Now, did he catch it? No, I don't believe he caught it. But it's just the fact that he was in position. Why are we not squeezing that space down so he can be toward the sideline, so he can be out of bounds? So it wasn't all just because he dropped the ball. That was on Kelvin Joseph too. Now, Kelvin Joseph made a play at the end to get off the field. That's cool, right? He kept fighting. Well, I'll look more into the film, and see what he did, when it, tomorrow. But other than that, y'all, it looked bad. And it really looked bad when Trayvon Diggs came out a little bit too. In regards to and I made this little note. In regards to reps, regarding Tyler Smith coming in at left guard, I'm convinced that's because they're trying to protect Dak. Because when I see McGovern getting isolated, he gets cooked. Malik Collins had him a couple times isolated and cooked him. What the hell's wrong with this man? But we don't give a damn about no damn. Can I even say that word? Don't hear without getting blood. But we, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Man, hold up, man. We gotta boot your ass up out of here, man. People like that, man. We up in here talking football. You don't give a damn about no goddamn vaccine, homie. What the hell wrong with this man? Hold up. Did I make y'all mods? Hold up, let me make y'all mods. Hold up real quick. I think I made T-Dub in your mods. Let me see. Let me go ahead and make y'all mods, man. Real quick before we get going. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, yeah, I got T-Dub, I got Low. Oh yeah, I made all y'all mods. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if I did or not. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. So yeah, man. But where was I at, man? Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, that's what I was going to go. I was going to make this point. I was going to lead into this point. Because the reason why I said that, because like I said, that he gets isolated regarding you know, when he gets isolated, he gets whooped. He gets whooped a lot, right? When he gets isolated, he gets whooped. And I'm talking about Connor McGovern. He is not, you know, when he got that quick dude that's ready to, you know what I'm saying, put a move on him, he gonna get whooped. So when they say that, see, and the reason why I don't buy that they giving Tyler Smith reps at guard is because he didn't get reps at left tackle and fill right in. So why would they care about giving him reps at guard when that was the majority of what he did in training camp? Like it ain't easier to fill in for guard than it is left tackle. I was thinking the same thing, T-Dub. I was thinking maybe we can get Peters at right tackle. And that's another thing that I was going that I wrote down. Why the hell when we was backed up on our goal line, why the hell did Josh Ball not get help? Why did they not give him help? You had him on isolation and he got beat cross face. Josh Ball, there's a reason why we had to go. There's a reason why we was coming in with Peters, Smith, and the other Smith. There's a reason why we was rolling with them three at tackle. And there was a reason why if we needed to fill in for a pinch, Terrence Steele would move over if it had to be. Josh Ball is strictly right side, but Josh Ball has shown you today that, his reflexes as far as his timing, as far as reaction, is hella slow. It's hecka slow, man. It's very slow. And I hope Steele doesn't miss a considerable amount of time. But if he did, when Tyron come back, I'm putting Peters at right tackle. It should be Smith, Biotish, Martin, Peters. Because I do not want Josh Ball up in there. Nah, not when the stakes is high like this. Not when the stakes is high like this. Right now, we competing right now for something. You know, we competing not only to make sure that we clinch, but to make sure that we get something good, right? I don't think that they're really trying to compete with Philly because I don't even think Philly even got a hard schedule coming up. If I'm not mistaken, I don't even think they even have a hard schedule. So as far as competing for the division, I mean, if they want to use that as a point to keep them motivated, then I'm with it. But I don't even think about the division. I just thinking about winning out, coming in strong, and wherever we seated at, doing our damage. Because no matter where we seated at, and no matter if it's a home game or away game, we should be able to do our thing. We should be built for the moment. It don't matter. It don't matter where we at. Oh my God. What was I had? Hey, you know what though? That's what I put down. You know what today showed me? The reason why we was trying to get Odell Beckham. I'm gonna be honest with you. Today showed me the reason why we were trying to get Odell Beckham and hoping that we can get that third wide receiver in by playoffs. Today showed me just that. Yeah, you might see Noah Brown had that cool little catch, right? But I'm telling you, the reason why some of our third downs was a little iffy as far as converting them, I believe that third wide receiver would have fixed some of that. If I'm just being honest with you from my evaluations, right? I'm just being honest with you from my evaluations. Like Odell would have messed around and converted some of that, right? And that pressure of and that's what we was talking about yesterday, as far as it ain't about the top two performing. It's about in certain circumstances, does your complimentary wide receiver step up and make just one play that's big? Do they step up and just make one play, whether it's one grab, one conversion, whatever the case it may be? Does that third wide receiver make one play? Today, we didn't have that wide receiver that made it one play, right? And we be honest, Noah Brown going against them bums that's just what it was. That's just what it is. You know, they ain't nothing spectacular that he was going against. It wasn't like Stingley was out there. You know, they gonna talk about CD was locked up, but I don't see it as such. It was just one of them games where CD Lamb was just a sacrificial lamb. It was just one of them games where the offense just wasn't clicking. You know, others, and this is what I'm talking about. Others had to step up. Why is Dalton Schultz dropping a touchdown grab? Dak put that right on the money. That was a straight dime. That on the first drive with Michael Gallup, when he dropped that ball, should have caught that. He should have caught that. He should have caught that. That touchdown grab that he dropped on the game-winning drive, you should have caught that. We paid you. We paid you. When I paid my wide receiver needed to make that play. I understood who was going to score regardless, but it's just the fact that my paid wide receiver dropped something. What if we didn't get another opportunity? What if something would have happened after that? And then we like, damn, but we had the opportunity to win the game right then and there. And then what? We'd have been looking back at that play like, damn, the missed opportunities with Gallup. We lucky that the Texans was just weak. We're going to be real. We lucky the Texans was just weak. Yeah, James Washington seen the field. Right, T-Dub, right. The first play, right on him. The second play, Dak, what the hell? You know what I mean? But the first pick, yeah, for sure. That's third wide receiver. Odell snagging that. Any other functional wide receiver with a good catch radius is snagging that. I'm looking at Gallup. Look, I'm pretty sure I'm about to go look at these other people talking about Gallup still ain't the same. Bro, what they got to do with the drops? What they got to do with making the plays? Bro, what we paying Gallup like 13 mil or something like that? Bro, he needs to make them plays. They say he's 1A and 1B with CeeDee Lamb and Gallup. So if you're 1A and 1B, then what the heck? Why is you not making that play? That's a man, they be like, oh, that's a tough catch. So what? That's what we paid you to do. It ain't like you're in high school or college playing for free. You're a professional wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys that get paid to make them tough catches. Don't you work on tough catches in practice? Don't you work on tough catches in the off season? Tough catches should always be made. I don't see DeAndre Hopkins making no excuses on tough catches. I don't see Justin Jefferson making no excuses on tough catches. I don't see Jamar Chase making no excuses on tough catches. But all of a sudden, everybody got an excuse for Michael Gallup because he coming back. That your lower extremities has nothing to do with the ball coming in your hands and you catching the ball. That has nothing to do with you catching the ball. Man, take that hit. You was about to get popped anyway. You know what time it is. You know where the ball placement was at. Take the hit. Take the hit. You see CD getting popped. CD talking like, yeah. CD still catch the ball. But all of a sudden, CD's still on this rookie contract. Gallup got his second contract. I expect my second contract people to make some plays. because they recognized that Michael Gallup was going to be an individual that was going to have an impact, good or bad, on if we made a deep run. And when you don't make plays like that, that just get me to start thinking like, man, what's going to happen in the future, man? Like that should be lightweight routine. Then they'll talk about, but oh, look at the catch that he made in the end zone. So what? Be consistent with it though. Be consistent with your catch radius. It ain't like we know that you. It ain't like we don't think that you can do it, because we know you can be doing. We done seen you make some spectacular grabs. But bro, them grabs wasn't that difficult, man. What is he, like 6'2"? Something like that? 6'1", 6'2", or something like that? Oh, bro, tuck it in. Concentrate on the ball. If he would have concentrated on the ball, he was concentrating on the ball and trying to figure out where he was going to get hit at. Because he probably, and if anything, maybe he was thinking about the injury. Like, damn, I hope I don't get hit there again. I hope I don't get hit there. Man, bro, play football, man. It's been a minute. It's been a while, man. You been back, bro. You ain't over that thing mentally yet. Like, come on, bro. You out there playing football. You out there running in. You out there moving. Bro, just ball. Facts. Routine. Was it 100% easy? Nah. I'm not going to say it was. I understand that the ball right here. You know what I mean? So you're trying to cover that thing. You know what I mean? I understand that. And then the cool thing about it, I understand on the first drive that you had to come back and you had to try to cuff the ball. But bro, come on, man. Come on, man. That's crazy to me. You know? Because if I got to worry about my second wide receiver that we paid to be consistent in making grabs of that nature, if my only spectacular grab dude is CD, not saying that he shouldn't have that pressure on him, because you got the 88. Bro, you should welcome the pressure. You should have known that the pressure was going to come. As soon as you put that 88 on, you understood what come with that. Michael Irvin and Dez Bryant told you what come with that, right? But also, Michael Irvin and Dez Bryant had assistants. They had another weapon on the other side of them. Regardless if it come in tight end form or wide receiver form or both. We had assistants. But we understood that when we need to play, go to 88. But we also understood that sometimes somebody other than 88 got to step up. So that third wide receiver got me. I'm scratching my head, y'all. I really am, y'all. I'm like, damn, man. Because I understood. Because like now I understood. Now, like, I mean, I understood that we needed, but watching this game made me really like understand the magnitude, the importance of really having that third option ready. Right? Because we did a whole bunch of things by committee today. But then I also seen people who wanted to get paid, people who got paid, dropping things that they shouldn't be dropping. Dalton Schultz dropping an easy grab that's right in the money, that's right in the bread basket, and he dropped the ball. I'm like, huh? Yeah, you ain't coming back. I'm sure of that. And we wouldn't have been in a position to have to go through what we had to go through. That's crazy, man. But also, one thing I got to get credit with, regardless of the competition of what Mr. Rain Dakota Prescott came through with a masterful drive. I believe it was 11 play to go ahead, man, and send us to victory. So you got to add that to the resume. So shout out to Rain Dakota Prescott for coming through and doing what $40 million dollar worth of quarterbacks should go ahead and do, which is go ahead and put the team on the back and go ahead and finish the game. So shout out to Rain Dakota Prescott, regardless if it was easy or not. And you know what I be hating though, watching these games like that? The urgency and the smoothness and the execution that they had in the last drive. Why you couldn't do that the whole game? Why? Unless y'all tapped in with Vegas in them with the NFL and was like, you know what? Today don't cover the spread, but make sure you win the game because somebody bet the money line on you. But you know what? Don't cover the spread today, bruh. Oh man. Also, I'm gonna show you what was a huge play was when we was backed up in that 3rd and 1 with TP when he fought to get that 3rd and 1. I was very impressed with that little TP, man. His ability to really fight. Because normally we see Zeke Elliott fighting for that. But TP, he fought for that. I'm telling you, Lo. Hey, it's crazy. It's crazy how Vegas be, hitting on that, But I don't want YouTube to get on me right now because I know they listening to me. They talking about, hold up, man. What you know about Vegas, man? We know a whole bunch about Vegas, homie. You know what I'm saying? We know a whole bunch. Just know that we know Vegas, NFL. Just know that we know YouTube. Just know that we know. Ain't no reason. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, they really be calling these games on point. I'll be like, dang. But one of the things though, like as stated though, I just don't like the physicality that was took to us. Right? We got these big boys. Like, we made an emphasis, man, to get tougher, I'm not saying that, that we're supposed to be this top 5, top 10 in a run, because I accept that that's not about to happen. But middle of the pack is very realistic to accept with this defense. It's like this defense, was built for the pass, but understood that they had to get a little bit bigger so they can be functional against the run. Now, it'll be a huge loss to not have Big Hankins. I hope Hankins is not out for a lengthy period of time. I'm hoping the best for Steele. Hoping the best for Ferguson. I think they said he had a head and a neck. So I'm hoping the best for them because them was key guys, right? Steele, we know that Steele, we ain't got to help with Steele, but you got to help with Ball. With Big Hankins, Big Hankins, man, going to do that dirty work because he got hurt making the play, right? We know Ferguson, J-Hop, he gonna block his tail off, right? So them three, not having them three would be huge losses, right? I'm interested to come back on the film and look at them cornerbacks though, right? Because I ain't gonna lie, like I'm viewing the game, right? I'm watching the game, but then I'm viewing it in frustration because I'm like, how the hell is this happening? Why is they moving the chains on us? Why is they doing this to us right now? It ain't like I don't expect them to be functional and be an NFL team and convert when they gotta convert. I understand that. You know what I mean? I understood that, and I understood that it wasn't gonna be no blowout. But man, why play like that? Yeah, I didn't. Other than that play that he gave up deep, I didn't see no liability. So I'm interested to see how he did. Right? I'm interested to see how he did. Other than them 10 catches for 100, which we know wasn't all on Kelvin, right? And we know that they was throwing it quick. They had some, it wasn't just, whether it were being zoned or whatever the case may be. We understand that. But goddamn, man, that's a bum. I know I'm paying attention to statistics, but goddamn, that's a bum. Right? Who the hell is Chris Moore? Right? But I'm definitely interested to see how this game unfolded, because I think the first thing I'm going to look for is secondary, and I'm going to pay more attention, and I want to do a little bit more. And this is what you're going to hear today, right? You're going to hear about Micah, how quiet Micah is. Let me tell you something. When somebody run the ball damn near 40 times, you're not about to hear something spectacular from Micah all the time, right? Because they're doing that to eliminate Micah. They're doing that to slow Micah down. When you can run the ball and run the ball between Micah and the other end, that's going to automatically take out. That was going to automatically take out, Micah. That was bad, Joseph, bad. Yeah, I'm gonna terminate. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check that thing out and see what's going on. See what was going on with him. Like I said, I had to say that, if anything, he, to me, kind of seemed like he bounced back a little bit in that second half. And like I said, when that pass deflection that he had, man, in that crucial time, man, to get off the field, that was the plus. And to me, that seemed like a plus for his confidence, because, he been called out. He got called out this week by Jerry Jones. He got called out this week. So he had to perform, right? The pressure on him, they brought in Bland on you, right? So you got to perform. They thinking maybe Nashawn Wright, he get bigger. Maybe, you know what I mean? So he got to perform. Yeah. That's true too, T-Dub. That's true too. Getting the ball out quick, throwing them little wide receiver screens, a couple little running back screens. So yes, that's going to automatically eliminate, Michael Parsons. So anything Michael Parsons does is going to have to be like hustle plays, or just doing his job. You can't get a sack if you get the ball out in like a second or two. It's going to be hard for you to get a sack. So, you're going to hear that all week. Oh, Michael Parsons didn't do nothing. But you're just going to hear it from a whole bunch of people who don't know football. That's all. You don't think Dak was that good today? Panthers up 17 on Seattle. Losing my money. Yeah, hey, look. Hey, when I lose a bet on a team, when I lose to a team, I need to see multiple teams on my card lose so I can feel better, because if that one team lost, I'm sick. Just enough. But, man, whole offense struggle. I mean, yeah, Dak has some plays. I didn't think Dak didn't play too bad, though. Dak had a couple little blunders here, but a lot of that I thought that the wide receivers, the receiving core, the tight ends didn't do a good job of helping them out and making plays. Like I said, with the Dalton Schultz drop, the Michael Gallup drop, he dropped a couple times to me, as stated earlier in his live. The Noah Brown drop, like I thought that, and then Kellen Moore didn't do him some favors either, though. But yeah, Dak. Dak has some mistakes, though. I don't expect Dak to be perfect all the time, because, that second interception, I didn't like that. The first, I can't put that blame on Dak, but the second, I can agree. The fumble, I didn't like, but when you got Josh Ball up in there, that and Kellen Moore got to understand who's right there. And especially that's not your blind side. So you should really be having that eye out, man, and understanding, man, what you got going on the right side with Josh Ball. But in all whole, y'all, this game was very sloppy, horrible. Only a handful of players really played up to par. And it may not even be a handful, to be honest with you. Like the running backs, they played solid. They did what they could. Even though CD didn't have a heavy statistical game, I didn't think CD played bad. I thought CD played solid and made some of the catches when he needed to. What's his name? Clark for my, I didn't have my eye on Clark the whole game, but the things that I seen from Clark looked pretty good. Hankins was in there battling. Osa had a good game. Who else had a good game? Lawrence had a good game to me. Micah gonna do what Micah always do. But yeah, them my nominations, and then the line. I mean, even though the line gave up that sack, though, the line still did pretty good as far as like the pressure and the stunts that they had to go against. The line did pretty good again, man. So I got to shout out the line again. I just said, I just wish the best for Terrence Steele, and hoping that I don't come into, hoping that he can come back quick. Ball had a good stop. Play calling was off a little. Yeah, agreed. Right. I agree. Oh, yeah, we know Josh Ball. Hey, low. Facts. Low. Facts. Low. Facts. They get their mind right. Because who's next? I think it's ain't Jacksonville next? Or is it Tennessee that's next? Let me see. Who next? Y'all know who next? Let me see. The Jaguars is next. Another morning game. And we go to Florida. We're going to Florida. Didn't the Jaguars get a win today too? Let me see. Yep, they beat the Titans. So that's good. They're coming off a win. The Jaguars going to come to play. Yeah, I know the Jaguars going to come to play. And it's at home. They're going to ball. That should be a little decent little game too. I don't expect no blowout on that game. And we actually probably going to have a little bit of fun on that film this week with Jacksonville. Yeah, so Jacksonville going to come to play you. It ain't getting easier. I ain't even looking at the records. I'm looking at the style of play. And it ain't getting easier. You got to go against Jacksonville with the offense. You got to get ready for the read option again with them legs. ETN out the backfield. You got to go. I ain't too worried about their pass rush. But you got Henry coming up. That's going to be a load to deal with. Treylon Burks should probably be back for that game. So that's another big body receiver that you're going to have to deal with. So you got some stuff that we got to deal with. So it's just the matchups. That's what's going to make this game fun. Can't look at no record. Definitely can't look at records, man. And I hope Dallas don't make that mistake of looking at records because, you're going against teams whose records don't look identical to theirs. So if they looking at records, man, they're going to make the mistake. Oh yeah, we got Philly coming up too. Got to figure out the secondary, yo. I think you know all depends, man. When I go back on this film and look at see what Dan Quinn and them looking at, all depends because, in all honesty, I believe that McKenzie, when he gets ready to play, I believe that he's going to have a little role on his team to be able to help out with what's going on at the cornerback position. Now, I don't expect no Trayvon Diggs out of McKenzie, though, but I expect somebody that, for the length of time that he will be with this team for the rest of the year, I expect that he'd be able to do a decent job to be able to hold down the fort, be able to compete, bring some experience, right? So I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to McKenzie just to add that depth to the secondary that's much needed. Because you can tell a little bit, it just and then I can also attribute to this just now, Bland, Joseph, all of them was in an extended role. So they adjust into an extended role now, When they had Anthony Brown and Lewis, their role was minimal. But now we counting on them to go ahead and beat them dudes, to be able to play their role, to contribute and keep this train going, right? Because if they don't, that's going to hurt this train. That's going to hurt where we're going, right? So I don't need no lockdown play from them this year, but I need good, solid play. I just need you to do your job and just compete. And everything else is going to handle itself when it come down to that. With them competing, everything else is going to handle itself. If I get Kelvin Joseph, man, to get that confidence, the way that he confident out there spitting on them raps that he like to do, man. So shit, boss man, can I get that same confidence? Can I get that same mentality towards your football play? You want to go out there to the club and hang with the homies? Can you come hang with your football homies, man, and come ball? Right? Oh. By that tight end, man. Was it Rodgers? Yeah, man. Yeah, Wilson got it. I mean, other than that, Wilson didn't play bad. I seen Wilson take a bad angle. Yeah, like you said, he got mossed. But other than that, he forced that. He was up in on that turnover. He made some plays coming up forward because Wilson, his best attribute is coming forward. We don't want Wilson doing anything going backwards. That's what we don't want for Wilson. We want him coming forward. So he had his best when he comes forward, right? But he was talking to great switches. And he began doing. And he said, and he get a couple of the packs at the gas station at the Circle K. Oh, he's stopping at the Circle K over there in Dallas, man. He trying to get high. Oh man. He said they $1.05. Oh man. Hey, he sure do. He said today we're gonna celebrate with our backwood. But tomorrow, oh man, I'm back to the regular, boss. Oh man. He's like, you got that regular? Just for you, boss man fat. Oh man. God dang, man. Oh man, my man's a regular at the Circle K. That's probably what Jerry was talking about. Jerry said, "Put that OG Kush down." You know, Jerry said, "Put them cookies down." He said, "Put that mimosa down. Put them Zookies down." And come put that playbook in your head instead of putting them Swisher Sweets in your head, man. He over there, man, after the game asking for a 2 for 10. Boy, if you don't sit over there, you understand me, go get up in that film, boy, talking about a 2 for 10, boy. I see. I'm looking at. I see. I think last time I looked, there was a 14-0 right now. Man, I was hoping Tampa put some. I was hoping Tampa put. Oh man, I thought Mike Evans scored. They took that back. I was hoping Tampa put it on them, man. So Tampa tripping right now. Tampa tripping right now. To be honest with you, man, if we would have came with this approach from the get-go, we should have beat Tampa too. We should have beat Tampa too. But yeah, you know. But as you said, man, Mike McCarthy need to use this game to build and go ahead and get on these boys and coach. And understand that the mission ain't complete yet. Every game matters, and we need to continue to build good habits, because if we start putting in them bad habits, it's gonna happen in a crucial moment, and it's gonna hurt us bad. You know, because you gotta play damn near flawless football in the playoffs, man. You gotta have them guys ready to make a play when it needs to make a play, to be clutch. You know, you got to ball, man, when the playoffs come, man. And if you hurting yourself, man, that's gonna throw off the rhythm, and that's gonna throw everything that you work hard for this year, man. What's the point of being 10-3? What's the point of being 10-3 and you don't even have the playoffs, the success in the playoffs to show for it? That's like pointless. There's no point in being 10-3. You would have been better off, man, fighting to get in, man, to try to keep some momentum. So, but to be honest with y'all, I'm glad that Philly's in that position. I'm glad that Dallas is in the chase position, because Dallas should be able to stay hungry and go get it, because one thing's for sure, regardless of the outcome on the 24th, say for instance, if we was to see Philly again, to me, that game is no contest. That game, they're going to concede in defeat. That game, come on, man, they can't deal with us, man. I know that for a fact. And to be honest with you, I would love to see Philly in the playoffs. I would love to see Philly in the playoffs, man. To see Philly in the playoffs and to go ahead and get the honor to send them home. Do you know the amount of mess that we will be talking in here? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because one thing's for sure, Dak Prescott comfortable with Dalton Schultz. We talk about how soft he is, and he be soft with the football too. That's why he be kind of loose with that football sometimes. He's soft with that football too, and that drop I didn't like. But one thing's for sure, Dalton Schultz is a good tight end. He's a smooth tight end, and he comfortable with Dalton Schultz. So, and you see that, because that's exactly what he was going after in that final drive. So, yeah, man, Dalton just got to continue to step up, man. Everybody else getting banged up. It's banged up time. Everybody fighting through things, man. Ain't no excuse. Everybody fighting through something. And today was them days where some people just got banged up, man. So go ahead and, as Steve Smith said, and ice up, son. And we're going to go ahead, man, and get straight to it. Ice up, son. That's all they got to do is just ice up, son. But yeah, man. But yeah, shit, I'm about to get up in here, man, and finish this football day, man. Hey, man, regardless, man, we'll take it. Hey, one thing for sure, I ain't never gonna argue with a win, because a loss just doesn't sit right. And losing, what's that, So regardless, whether we squeak past or blew them out, it don't matter at the end because all we do is look at it and grow from it. But either you won the game or you lost the game. And today we won the game, and it's better to learn and dissect a win than dissecting a shoulda, coulda, woulda loss, right? Because we didn't experience that against Green Bay. So we're gonna go ahead and celebrate this win. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll be up in here tomorrow. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all football Sunday.